From an agent perspective, the correct answer is always buy resale. Because why? Why Titus? Why is the agent always say buy resale?
Because if you go and BTO, the agent got no commission to earn.
Correct. BTO means they get $0.
Maybe one day they will. Maybe can consider the HDB officers or ministers. Yeah, just a little bit lah.
If you want sale stock, skip this video. If you want the honest truth about BTO against resale, continue on watching. Welcome back to another episode of Haikal Titus Honest Truth HTHT.
When we cut the fluff, drop the bias, and give you the real story behind Singapore's property market. First thing first, please do like, share, and subscribe, and share our videos with your family. If you do enjoy our content, it will really encourage us a lot. And this is our QR code. Get in touch with us if you have any questions. So for today's episode, we are going into one question that all Singaporeans confirm us at one point of time. What's the question, Haikal?
Should you buy BTO or buy resale? So let's find out the honest truth about this important question.
But before we start, one fun fact, right, Haikal? Do you know that Singapore's very first HDB, right, in 1960 was a 3-room flat in Stirling along Queenstown?
Wow. How much was that? How much was that, Titus?
It only cost $4,900.
Wow.
For the 3-room flat.
That is the stamp duty payment of today's context, basically.
That's true. 300,000 stamp duty is around 4.2K.
Yes, correct.
Right. And the buyers at that point of time only paid $30 monthly installment.
That's crazy. Cannot even cover the conservancy nowadays.
But of course, the 1960 $30 is different from today's $30.
Definitely, yes.
And this is according to ChatGPT lah. So let's begin. The first thing about HDB is the eligibility criteria. To own a HDB flat or EC in Singapore, there are a few criteria by HDB.
Correct.
Generally, what are these criteria, Haikal?
Firstly is minimum you got to be 21 years old, working for 12 consecutive months if you want to get the HDB loan. And on top of that, you do not own any property locally or overseas. HDB will find out if you own a property overseas.
Yes.
Trust me on that.
So there are many other criteria, of course, also other schemes, couple scheme, family scheme, single scheme. So we will just put the HDB website link over here so that you can refer to it. But we want to go deeper than just the eligibility, right? Which is two important things we want to start our video with.
Okay.
Number one, of course, there is this rule which is called income ceiling.
So currently the income ceiling for HDB is 14,000 and for EC is 16,000. Right? So of course, once you go above this, you are no longer eligible for each category. But you can still appeal and try to see what HDB say. So on top of that, this income ceiling doesn't mean if you earn more, even if you earn $5 million, can still buy HDB flat. But only in the resale market.
Okay, and of course, there will not be any sort of grant. The only grant that you'll be getting is the proximity grant. 30,000 if you stay with your parents and 20,000 if you stay near your parents. For viewers who are within the income ceiling, if you choose to buy a new flat, which generally people call it BTO, they will enjoy the subsidized price from HDB.
Correct.
Right, and of course, BTO has another version which is called sales of balance. Later, we will go a little bit into details into that. But if you were to buy from the resale market, you are buying at the market price. So there are certain government grants, right, up to 230,000 that will help families who buy from the resale market. Maybe because they cannot wait lah. Because BTO usually you need to wait around 3 years minimally. Yes. Now they say build very fast, but still about 3 years. And you have to probably go through like 1 to 2 years of balloting lah.
Correct.
And unless you are very heng, like first time you go in, you really get the number, which is quite rare lah.
Very rare.
But it's really luck based, right? Right now, we just want to give an example of how this grant work for the resale couple.
So what we have here is newlywed, Xiao Ming and Xiao Hong, right? So they have a combined income of $8,000 and are in the market to buy a 500K 3-room resale. So based on this profile, what they are eligible for is about 120K of grants.
Yes.
And how we break it down is basically 80K in terms of family grant, then followed by 20K of enhanced housing grant. So this grant basically looks at your combined income. And lastly, they are eligible for 20K proximity grant if they stay within 4 kilometers of their parents.
Yes. So assuming that they are getting a HDB loan, which is 2.6%, they will need to pay $5,000 in cash as option monies. The rest of the money can be financed through the CPF OA or through HDB loan. And they can get 75% loan, which is 375,000 from a 500,000 purchase. So monthly installment will be around 1,500.
Correct.
Which can be fully covered to a certain extent by their CPF OA on a monthly basis.
Correct.
So for viewers out there, if you want to know how much grant you can qualify, right, this is our QR code. Get in touch with us. We will be able to share with you your financial assessment in terms of grant and in terms of your monthly mortgage.
So now we are going to discuss further the difference between BTO, SBF, and also resale. So firstly, BTO definitely stands for build to order, and then SBF is sales of balance, and lastly is the resale. So what are their main key differences? First is the waiting time versus the price. Right? So BTO, you do have to wait a longer period,
Yes.
about 4 to 5 years, right? But the thing about BTO is it's definitely cheaper.
Yes.
Next is SBF. These are units, maybe your waiting time are slightly shorter,
Yes.
1 to 2 years, but these are also slightly higher price as compared to your BTO.
So the thing about SBF and BTO is buyers have to go through the ballot process.
Correct.
Right? So let's say, for example, this exercise government launch, usually 3 exercise per year,
Yes.
sometimes 2.
Yes.
Right? So if they launch, let's say, 800 flats, for example, but then there's 8,000 people going, then you get 4,000 in terms of your queue. Likely you will have to wait for the next
Launch.
4 to 5 months, wait for the next cycle. Right? So this can go on. I heard of friends who went on and on and on for maybe 2 years plus 3 years.
It's a norm.
So for BTO and SBF, we have to be very clear. This is waiting for you to have a chance to buy the house.
Correct. This is the main challenge of BTO lah, basically.
Then of course, in resale, typically you pay the highest price, but it's almost immediate. As short as 3 months to probably sometimes 6 months, you can get the house already.
Correct.
Okay, so the next thing I think we want to share a little bit, the main difference is for resale, you kind of can buy almost any location as long as there's flat in the location, mature, maturing, or probably upcoming towns, you can actually select.
Correct.
But for BTO and SBF, typically they are dependent on where the government launch,
Yes.
and typically they are new estate. Right? You think of Punggol, Sengkang maybe 20 years ago. Now very mature.
Yep.
But 20 years ago, wow, people will say Punggol, Sengkang, nothing,
No
very
one wants
far.
to go there. So now the third point, what we're going to talk about is the future growth and lease, right? So for BTO and SBF, you definitely get the full lease of over 99 years. But for resale, it will depend on how many years is left. So you have to go online and check the remaining lease, right? Because of this, for resale, the older flats especially, there's something called the CPF ruling, right? Where the age of the youngest buyer plus the remaining lease of the HDB must be more than 95 years in order to use 100% of your CPF OA. If this is not met, then you have to use a prorated amount for your CPF OA plus your loan, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is something important that most buyers might not see, and this might be a blind spot for them, definitely.
So we heard of stories from clients who actually encountered this unpleasant experience. They have enough CPF,
Correct.
but they didn't know about this rule.
Yes.
End up, they have to fork out huge amount of cash, which end of the day is just very unpleasant.
Yep.
So if you do need that kind of clarity, right, just get in touch with us. We will be happy to share with you or walk through with you or do a very quick calculation. Okay, so the main part that we want to cover today, right, is many clients ask, hey, should we BTO, Haikal, or should we buy resale? From an agent's perspective, what do you think?
From an agent perspective, the correct answer is always buy resale. Because why? Why, Titus? Why is the agent always say buy resale?
Okay, we say honest truth, right? Because if you go and BTO, the agent got no commission to earn.
Correct. BTO means they get $0.
The HDB don't pay us commission for recommending you to BTO. Maybe one day they will. Maybe can consider the HDB officers or ministers. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, but that's not the point, right? Because I think we want to be a bit more candid here. For myself, I'm sure for you, there are clients that we talk to, we spend time with. At the end of the day, we realize that for their current situation, BTO is the sensible move.
Correct.
And we will encourage them to get BTO.
Yes.
But some clients cannot wait. They really need the house for whatever reasons.
Yep.
So right now, we want to actually share these 5 factors, right, that a lot of buyers will ask themselves to gain that clarity. Should you buy BTO or resale?
Yes. So first is what we're going to look at is time. So what do you mean by time, right? So if you and your partner have a place to stay, for example, your parents' place or your in-laws' place, right? Then you can have the luxury of waiting.
Yes.
Right. So this is where BTO is fine. But if you do not have a space, then you have to start renting.
Yes.
And sometimes when it comes to renting, then you will consume your funds for no apparent reason. So this might not be a smart financial decision. So basically that's where you can go for BTO. Then on the other side, if you need a house within 6 to 12 months, right? Maybe because of space constraint or your family is growing or for whatever reason, right? Then this is where I think you should go for either resale or SBF, where the waiting time is much shorter.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So number two, I think very important is location.
Yes.
Like just now we mentioned, BTO are typically in estate which are newer. For example, 20 years ago, Punggol, Sengkang.
Yes.
And right now, like Tengah. But if let's say, for example, you die want to stay Ang Mo Kio Avenue 3 because your kampong, your parents, your auntie, uncle, your childhood, first love, second love, all stay around the area. The truth is there will not be BTO in the vicinity of Ang Mo Kio Avenue 3 in the near future. So your only choice, if you die need that area, is to look for resale.
Then third is convenience and amenities. So lifestyle does matter. Right? Do you want to tapao your food or do you want to cook? Do you want to drive or take the MRT?
Yes.
Right? Do you need to be nearby your schools for your kids? Right? So basically all these things are questions you should ask yourself on how you want to lead your lifestyle. Right? So if you want BTO, certain BTOs, like for example Tengah, the amenities are still developing. So the first few years might be a struggle. So for example, like Tengah, I think when the first few residents came in, there was nothing there. So they had to have a mobile NTUC truck for the residents to get their convenience day to day. Right? So for resale, where you can pick your location, for example, like you say Ang Mo Kio, is a developed mature town. You have everything there. It's very convenient for you. Maybe that's what you are more keen on, then definitely you can go for resale. So this is the difference in terms of lifestyle for your convenience and amenities.
Yeah, so one of the very important thing is like sometimes convenient and amenities might not suit everyone.
Correct.
Because some people want peace, want quiet. Right? Imagine very convenient downstairs got supermarket, got Sheng Siong, got NTUC, then got 2 hawker center or 2 food court. So it will be a bit bustling, right? Whereby you will experience the crowd and probably some of the smell of the food court, the zi cha, all these things. But because it's convenient. So what we are trying to say is lifestyle, different people has different lifestyle. It depends on what you want. Next, of course, we want to talk a little bit about budget. When you buy BTO, sales of balance or resale, right? There is this loan cap at 30%, which we call it the mortgage service ratio, MSR for short, right? Which means your income, if let's say your combined income is $10,000, the monthly installment can only be up to $3,000, right? For your HDB flat. Whereby in a private property, you can actually loan up to 55%. Higher, right? But of course, BTO, as we have mentioned, is the cheapest. You kind of exchange, you wait, you buy cheap, but you give up time.
Correct.
Then resale, on the other spectrum, it's more expensive, but you kind of don't really have to wait. So it's a matter of time and money. Which one is more important?
Correct. I think BTO is like a cheat code in Singapore. Because you get something new, but the cheapest. I think you do not get this kind of privilege anywhere else. Even for car or your handphone.
Or even condo.
Yes.
New condo is more expensive.
Yes. Nowadays, in BTO, HDB, government gives you this cheat code where you get something new, but the cheapest. So this is something rare that I think we sometimes take for granted, if you ask me. So lastly, what we want to look at is basically what is your bigger objective, right? So this one is really something deep in every family because you have to ask yourself, will this be your forever home or is it like a first step towards your upgrading where you move on to condo to eventually a landed? So what are your goals as a family, right? Because with the new HDB classification of prime, plus, and standard. Now MOP goes up to 10 years. And also government have introduced a clawback clause where when you sell your unit, I think it's about 6 to 7% of the sale price goes back to the government. Right? So all these small details will affect your plans of upgrading in the future.
So of course, if you have been tuning into our content, you know that we like to go through numbers. So what we'll be sharing is 2 examples, right? Number 1, which is Tony and Mary, to go from BTO to private and then the other couple, John and Eve, whereby they start from resale to private. And then both assuming they are around 30 years old and they started this journey in 2015, around 10 years ago.
Okay, so for first off, the family of Tony and Mary, right? So they BTO a Bidadari 4-room back in 2015.
Because they can wait.
Correct. So average price is about 580,000. Then they collected keys 5 years later. So now fast forward to 2025, they are able to sell because they have met their MOP.
Yes.
So now the selling price where they sold at is about 1.08 million.
Oh, very good.
So almost double. So basically their profit is about 500k lah.
Yes.
Right. So now with this profit and cash proceed, they then upgraded to a 3-bedder park colonial at 2.35 million because they wanted to build on their asset.
So that is just recently whereby they did this upgrade.
Correct.
So the other couple we have, right, is they cannot wait. John and Eve, they really cannot wait in 2015. They have around the same budget, around 600,000. So what happens was they bought a Bartley Residence 1-bedroom unit sub-sale at 600,000. And just 3 years later, once they hit the SSD, right, of 3 years at that point of time in 2018, they sold it for around 800,000. So this move, they actually make 150k.
Not bad lah.
Right. And then what happens is at that point of time, they actually went into Park Colonial, 3-bedroom unit, similar to Tony and Mary, same size. But in 2018, they bought for 1.5 million.
Super cheap.
Yeah. So right now, of course, the worth of that unit in Park Colonial is 2.35 million. So that is, they are sitting on a profit of 850,000. They are still staying there. They have not sold, but if they want to sell, they will easily make 850,000. Right? I think in general, we just want to share, right? Both this couple, they make good progress. One make 500,000, the other make 1 million.
Yes.
150,000 for the first 1-bedder condo, and then paper profit of 850,000.
Yes.
That's why it's important to start the journey earlier, right? As early as possible so that you have your asset building up in your house.
Yes. And also, I think going the resale route give them the flexibility of time because they can sell within 3 years of purchasing, basically.
Then the other thing that I feel that the key advantage that the John and Eve will have, right, is because they bought it at 1.5. They can sell it at 2.35. The market moved to 2.4, they can also sell.
Correct.
They can move on. But because Tony and Mary, they bought in just this year. They have to wait for SSD of 4 years. They bought it at 2.35. They have to hope that the market in future can move up to 2.6, 2.7. We hope it will happen, but of course, nobody can guarantee that. So for John and Eve, they have the empowerment. They are sitting on a position of power whereby they can decide what they want to do instead of letting the market decide for them.
So John and Eve has better leverage in this extent, basically. Bonus section, Titus. We're going to introduce something called the reverse BTO.
Okay.
Right. So if you don't mind sharing, Titus, what are your plans? Because this is something close to your heart about having to do this reverse BTO, basically.
Okay, so how it started is 10 years ago, me and my then girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend, right, which is my wife lah. Okay, we wanted to settle down. So we exceeded the income ceiling of $12,000 at that point of time for HDB.
Good
by
problem to
a bit lah. I can't really remember. So we went to appeal.
Okay.
Cannot. They say cannot. You exceed means cannot. So our only choice at that point of time is to buy a resale HDB without grant. So we went to look at a big 5-room EA, Serangoon North area, Avenue 1, Avenue 4. Huge flat. Wow, like it a lot. But we went in, we see the age, we see the condition, at least 100,000 reno.
Minimum lah.
So we did the sum. My wife kind of tell me, I pay almost 700,000 for the house, 100,000 for the reno, 800,000 for a 20-plus-year-old HDB versus probably I buy a 800,000, I can buy a new 2-bedder condo. Which one makes more sense lah?
Yes.
So of course, end of the day, we felt that the new 2-bedder condo makes more sense because there are plans for us to upgrade lah. If we were to buy the 20+ years HDB, we have space.
Yes.
But what are the chances that the value will increase? We wouldn't know. But right now, we are in the private scene already.
Yes.
So we are subjected to the rules of HDB today.
If we were to buy back a resale HDB lah.
If we were to sell our condo, we have to wait for 15 months to buy a resale HDB and 30 months to BTO.
Correct.
So this period, we need to rent, but got no place to stay.
Yes.
And of course, we must be within the current income ceiling.
Yes.
So it really doesn't make sense. At that point of time, we did toy of the idea to like one person quit the job so that we drop within the income ceiling. But I think really it doesn't make sense lah. It's a good problem to exceed income ceiling lah.
It is.
Yeah, so we went with that route. But because I did army 2.5 years Singaporean right?
Old, that's why.
Purple light, all these things are very familiar. So I did my share for the country. So I feel that I have to at least utilize my BTO opportunity once. So our plan is when I'm nearing retirement, maybe 60, 65, sell away the private, and then straight away, because I'm of 55 years old and above, the wait out period kind of don't apply to certain classification of flat. Then I can go and apply sales of balance or BTO.
Yep.
So that's what we will plan as reverse BTO lah. For our family, right, we will still have an appreciating asset even though we are 60, 65 because it's a brand new 99 years lease.
Yes, correct. So I think for your case is a bit different. So BTO, you can look at it in two different ways, where it's either a stepping stone for young families who are growing in their career.
Or final boss.
Oh yes, or the final boss, where at a young age you have a very good career, cannot afford a BTO, then you have to look at it at the end.
Yes.
Right. So I think BTO, regardless, has always been a good asset class for a lot of people, depending on your scenario lah, basically.
So I told my wife lah, I dream to stay in Bukit Timah. But I want to BTO the Turf City one. I can tell people I stay where? Where do you stay? I stay Bukit Timah.
CCR HDB.
But yeah, because where got HDB in Bukit Timah?
Correct.
So I want to aim that one.
All the best to you.
Okay.
I think today's episode of BTO against resale. So if you found today's breakdown helpful, do drop a like and comment your questions and share this with anyone deciding between BTO or resale.
We will see you in the next episode, and thanks for watching Haikal Titus Honest Truth. HTHT. Bye.
Bye.